Yeah. MD. JPB. It's only right, baby.
Yeah. Why you mad? I got a bad bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stuck, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go on, run it back. You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this. Damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of This, and I am back here with another video. And today we're doing What If Naruto Was a Speedster, Part 6, complete. And I hope you guys enjoyed the last video. I hope it wasn't too weird because of the audio switches. I had some troubles recording. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. I don't have much else to say, you know what I'm gonna say. So yeah, you know, subscribe, all of that. Let's go. So, let's start off with Naruto being back in the village. He did things like create a special jutsu to help Sasuke when he gets his Mangekyo, and then he distributed his swords, and then went to save Gaara. This also gave him a chance to try out new things. He added to the Flying Raijin Thunder God, which he's completely mastered it first off. He also knows Sage Mode now, and helped Jiraiya get it as well. So, as for saving Gaara, luckily they were in time, so Gaara didn't die and he still has Shikaku, and Deidara was captured, but Sasori was killed. Then Naruto and his team split up, getting their own squad from the academy, and after this came the problem of Hiruzen's retirement. And after some convincing, Jiraiya took the job, enraging Danzo, but during his coronation, he becomes Hokage, everything goes well because Danzo don't matter. But during his coronation, the Akatsuki attacked and Naruto took care of them, but part of the village was still destroyed. And Naruto spares Nagato in the end, but from then on he was no longer joking, and he spreads his clones all over the world to do things like release and return Orochimaru's experiments back to normal with his time jutsu. This is how he ended up also capturing Karin, and the clones are still working for like a long time. However, in the middle of the night, one day he will get a visit from a certain someone. As Madara enters Naruto's cosmic awareness just spikes up like crazy as he entered Flash Time, and instantly Madara will have a kunai at his neck. So this is why he would think, and he retaliates, forcing Naruto into a taijutsu battle as they keep going back and forth. Naruto, however, while doing this, keeps Madara from destroying his house. Would you kindly get the hell out of my village? This is my home as well. Well, at least it was. He then lands a punch on Naruto, uppercutting him, and then kicking him in the stomach, sending him flying. However, just as he slams into a wall, he lands pushing against the wall without breaking it as he then tackles Madara, and then he phases out of his house. What the? When they're outside, Naruto headbutts him, and then axe kicks him down, and just as he was about to land, Naruto was already below him and he held up a kunai. What do you think that's gonna do? However, as he lands on him, Madara, despite being in reanimation, gets frozen in time, but he can still talk, and then Naruto slams him down to the ground like a lifeless doll. What did you think you were gonna do? Impossible. But I'm quite strong as well, Naruto. Naruto then senses something as he then looks up to see a gigantic meteor the size of the entire village, and he then looks down on Madara and his eyes are turned into Rinnegan. You son of a bitch. All of those ninja would wake up, sensing the disturbance in the area, and the Anbu were the first to notice, and most of them go to Naruto. Tenzo, who was just like anyone else, would be shocked. How is he still? You don't have time for that, Naruto would say. All of you, wake up everyone and evacuate. Yank them out of their homes if you have to. Shikamaru would then run out saying, Naruto, let's go help the others. I already contacted the other ninja and they're working on it. No, I have to stop that thing. Naruto, it's impossible, says Tenzo. Let's just go, it's too late. However, Naruto would then speed away and out of the village, making them wonder what he's doing. But then they start evacuating as fast as they can, and Jiraiya would try to slow down the meteor's descent with other ninja. Meanwhile, Naruto would have just run past the land of the hidden clouds, and he keeps running past it and going faster and faster. I'm so tired. Maybe all those clones were a bad idea, but they were necessary. Now I'm doing what I have to do. Not just for me, but for my village. His speed then increases as he then goes 100 times faster than the speed of light without even knowing it. A streak of yellow lightning will then go around the entire world before returning to Konoha, and every ninja of the village feels wind blast past them as their trees and houses shake. Every glass window shatters, and Naruto runs up the Hokage building, increasing speed even more with wind chakra, and everyone in the village will then see a yellow light heading for the meteor just as he was about to destroy everything. It's over, Naruto Uzumaki, Madara would yell. Just as Naruto then hits the meteor, he concentrates all the kinetic energy that he gathered up into it, making it start to form a crack, as all of a sudden it explodes everywhere in front of everyone's very eyes, and Naruto basically disintegrates most of the rocks. the meteor would be destroyed by this strange light, entirely saving the village, and then the light went out. However, they all then saw this light just fall as it was truly a person, and he was falling. Naruto was falling, and fast. Naruto, Jiraiya would say it. And also, Naruto may have destroyed the meteor, but some of the debris was still falling down to the village, but it was being taken care of using Naruto's weapons. His exploding shuriken, his special swords, they were completely incinerating the debris. Naruto saw this as he was falling, and he said, "See, Madara? In the end, you still lost." Just as he says this, a huge explosion will be heard as Naruto craters into the center of the village, and villagers who were being evacuated wanted to see their savior, and Konohamaru, Moegi, and Udon knew it was their sensei. And then when all the villagers gathered around where the person landed, they would see a huge crater, and inside it would be someone with yellow hair. It can't be him, right? Yeah, there's no way he's just... These murmurs would then be interrupted by Konohamaru as he then ran out of the crowd saying, "Sensei! Naruto Sensei!" Moegi and Udon would then follow him and head down to the crater to see Naruto with a burnt up body and a scarred face. "Sensei, wake up," says Moegi. Udon would then say, "Come on, let's take him to the infirmary." However, Teuchi then steps in, putting Naruto on his back, and he says, "Lead me to where I need to go." "Hey, Teuchi," Naruto would say. The crowd of villagers would then make way as Teuchi runs past them, making them realize that Naruto really did save their village. "Naruto, don't talk. You're really injured." "If you say so." How long has it been since I've been cared for like this? Naruto would think. His eyelids would then feel heavy and his eyes slowly close as he loses consciousness. And Naruto trusts Teuchi and the other shinobi of Konoha, at least the ones that he knows. So for once, he leaves everything in their hands and he's gonna take a little rest. When he wakes up, at first he can barely see, but his eyes quickly adjust to see himself surrounded by Sasuke, Shikamaru, Konohamaru, Moegi, and Udon. "What'd I miss?" "Sensei," Konohamaru would yell as he then hugs Naruto, who would be covered in bandages. Shikamaru would then say, "Calm down, he's still recovering." "I'm so lucky I joined the Yambu. Luckily it dulled my sense of pain in a way," Naruto would think. "So, is everything okay?" "Yeah, thanks to you, and thanks to your weapons," says Sasuke. The village wasn't destroyed too much, but now the village has to go through some repair. Naruto's stomach would then grumble as everyone laughs, and he says that he really does need a bit of food right now, and his abilities are sort of dampened. So Jiraiya then gets told that Naruto is up, and he comes to say hi, as does Hiruzen, and then Naruto gets fed some food by Moegi, and after a while, Naruto would have enough energy, and he heals himself, phasing out of the cast on him, and instantly appearing in his Jonin clothes. "Sensei, you're back. You're not surprised by that?" "Well, that's cause it's you. Come on, let's go help the... Well, that's cause it's you. Come on, let's go help out the others." So Naruto heads outside to see everyone participating in fixing up what was broken, which luckily wasn't much. I guess I can speed this up a bit. Moegi then gets hit by Ren, realizing that Naruto is gone, as she and everyone else then look to see their houses being repaired at super speed by, the man Naruto, and it was astounding to watch as he fixed everything in like under 1 minute. When he stops, Naruto then feels a bit tired, realizing that he hasn't had enough food yet. However, this is when he notices he's surrounded by villagers from every side. What's going on?" "Thank you, Naruto," said one of the men, bowing. "This village wouldn't have survived without you." Others start saying the same thing, bowing and thanking Naruto, who is still not used to this feeling. Most of his life, he has only been alone, a single shinobi just doing what he had to do, and he never really needed anyone else due to how powerful he is. The village will then see the sort of uneasiness on his face and stop crowding him as they make a path for, a path which he can leave through. "I was just doing my job. You don't have to worry about it." He then speeds out of there, going into the training grounds where he always is, and he starts doing his usual training workouts, and he makes sure he's in tip-top shape, and he also gets a bit more food in him. Now, as he's doing this, he's found by Ebisu, who sees Naruto fighting a shadow clone, but Naruto then stops when he notices him. "Hey, what are you doing here?" "Just came here to congratulate you on becoming the savior of Konoha." "Is that what they're calling me?" Jesus. "So how have you been doing?" "Perfect. It does tend to be quiet without the young master around, though." Naruto then looks at Ebisu and sees he's a bit lonely, and he would ask why he gave his student Konohamaru to him. Ebisu then says that it's simply what's best for the young master, and he has served his role, so there's no need for Konohamaru to be forced to hang out with someone who he clearly avoids a lot. Naruto would then laugh, saying, "Ebisu, the kid loves you. Somehow, someway, he always finds a way to mention you. He has a lot of fun around you. Maybe it's time you think of what Konohamaru wants instead of what's best for him. Who doesn't want to see their sensei?" "I'm gonna go see him. Besides, everyone is still quite riled up. See you around?" Naruto then nods, and Ebisu then jumps away, leaving Naruto completely alone, and this is when it starts just to wonder. I can go back and save them. No one would hate me. They would all act nice. I know they're being nice now, but it's temporary. Their eyes, still just be called a monster again. I don't trust them. Now as he thinks this is when Naruto's eyes will go slit and he goes into Kurama's cage. What's all this nonsense about going back? It means goodbye. We'll be saying goodbye soon, but, well, how do I say this? You won't even know I exist anyway. When you talk like this, I have no idea what you mean. You good, kid? What sort of crazy stunt are you about to pull now? Bye, Kurama. Going back to the real world, this is when Naruto would run, thinking about the day he was born. He focuses on that moment more than ever. I'm gonna change everything. He then opens up a portal and runs through it, catapulting himself into the past, and he sees that it has become night. He senses his younger self around, and he hides his presence as he moves around through the forest that he's in. And as he gets closer and closer, he feels the ground shaking. Eventually, he comes out to see Kushina making a barrier with her chains, while also holding Kurama, who had now put a claw through her and Minato's body. Now Naruto is shocked to see this, and he hears the babies cry. It's them, my parents. Kurama, who still was inside Naruto, would then be shocked to see this through Naruto. How is this possible? The night. We're back to this night? Now all you have to do is just heal them with my time jutsu, and after they seal Kurama, it'll be fine. They'll be fine. Naruto then also sees Hiruzen and some Jonin tried to break through the barrier and, help. And Naruto says, don't worry, it'll all be fine soon. He then prepares to move in when all of a sudden he hears Minato's voice and he hides behind a tree out of instinct because he's just kind of scared of all this. Being so close to his younger self while being from the present and being the present Naruto makes a bit of a feedback loop, and right now he's reliving the memory of his parents talking to him as they're telling his baby self. He would hear about how much they love him and how they didn't have a choice, and he hears his sweet mother's voice giving him advice about girls, how to live life, and to just study hard, unlike her. Hiding behind a tree, Naruto would then cry for the first time in 10 years, and he holds it in though, as he then turns around to take one last look at Kushina and Minato, memorizing their faces. I already knew who you were, it was kinda obvious, but I never thought it'd be so different. Looking at your actual face instead of looking at the ones I see in photos. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. He then gets up instantly and opens a portal, running through it just as Minato seals Kurama into his son, and time continues as it should have. Naruto then returns to the present, and instantly, like he had never left, he reappears back home. Or so he thought. Looking around, Naruto realizes that he's actually traveled further back in time, and he was in a forest, but he was looking down at an old world and a less advanced civilization. Damn it! What have you done? Kurama would ask. First off, you can time travel? And second off, where are we? Let's go find out, says Naruto. Naruto then runs while hiding his presence and his lightning, and he walks around and deduces that they're back in the period where chakra had just started to become a thing. Kurama would then sense a familiar presence on a lot of them, and he would lead Naruto to somewhere special to him. And when Naruto arrives, he sees a household of Hagoromo Otsutsuki. Hagoromo would then be watching his sons practice jutsu, making Kurama tear up as it had been so long since he's seen the old man. What the hell is this? Naruto would then get a ton of memories forced into his memory, saying, Kurama, what's going on? What are these memories? Naruto then runs away to a place where he can take in all this information, and this is when Kurama would feel an energy similar to Hagoromo and Naruto. I can't believe it. What? Naruto would ask. You're the old man's son. His reincarnation. You're the reincarnation of the sixth past son, the god of Shinobi's son. This would shock Naruto as he wondered if this is what the Speed Force spoke of, and so he and Kurama started piecing things together. And after that, Naruto decided to stay for a while and watch how things play out, but he wasn't going to interfere no matter what. He would then stay for about a week and learn of Hagoromo's true nature. He was an alien, which wasn't that surprising because the Speed Force has spoken of things like Superman, a being that could literally lift planets, and he soon thought it was a good idea to leave, as he did not want to mess up anything by just doing something really small that messes up the entire timeline. So he ran and he entered the portal, actually returning to his own time like he had never left, appearing right back on the training grounds. He then sits down taking a yellow pill, and he says, my whole world just got turned upside down. Also, I just realized Indra's incarnation is definitely Sasuke. At this point, I can basically feel it. They look so alike, it's just weird. Well, don't get too freaked out, Kurama would say. Act normal, alright? We saw nothing. Yep, we saw nothing. Nothing at all. Naruto then stands up, and he would start going back, working on guns, or prototypes at least. Naruto then walked into Jiraiya's room a few days later, the next day, and he would see him and Tsunade talking. Oh, sorry for interrupting. You weren't interrupting anything, Tsunade would say. Kid, you can take off the mask. Jiraiya just told me about you. Naruto would then sigh, say, my lord, even as a Sannin, she cannot just be told my identity. It'll be fine, says Jiraiya. So, what did you come here for? Naruto would then lay down the gun he made as he starts explaining what it can do. This is your job? Inventor? I thought you were an Anbu. Naruto would then say, nah, this is just for fun. He then picks up the gun, pouring chakra into it, and then he shoots it at Tsunade's head, kind of shocking Jiraiya. Hey, ow! What the? Tsunade would then realize that nothing actually hurts, and Naruto would say one of the uses of this revolver is to make your enemy think you're shooting them, but you can use it to heal your comrades. It depends on how you use your chakra, how good your chakra control is. This kid just made something this crazy for fun, she would think. No wonder the leaf is becoming more formidable. Hey Naruto, wanna be my disciple? Jiraiya would then opt against this, as Naruto is technically his student, and Naruto would say, sorry, I can't really be your student, but since you're a medic and a fighter, I have two people pretty good and perfect for you. We then cut to the Haruna household as a knock would be heard and Sakura would get the door, and in front of her, she would see the legendary Sannin Tsunade. Sakura Haruno, yes? Yes, miss, are you? No, call me master. After all, that's who I'm gonna be soon. Let's go find your other friend. Sakura would be shocked to hear this, but also kind of be mad because when Tsunade says friends, she knows that it's gonna be, and yes, it will be, And now we're gonna go back to Jiraiya and Naruto talking. Have you told her of our village housing perhaps the most powerful shinobi to ever exist? I'm gonna have a Kage summit explain that. Besides, Madara will be the least of their worries considering you captured him. Naruto would then chuckle nervously, and Jiraiya says that he should go deliver a message to all the villages and he'll talk to Gaara using the earpiece. Naruto then nods and he writes up an invitation for a Kage summit, and it's signed by Jiraiya, and then he delivers it very fast, and all the Kage receive one letter. The summit would take about a week to start, as this meeting was going to be a big deal, but right now, Naruto will be talking with Madara. So, who brought you back? I don't have to tell you anything, kid. You have I'm pretty sure I know what I'm getting into. I don't know how many times I have to tell this to people. You should be the one scared, because I could kill you in an instant. Madara would then laugh, saying, well, I know you don't. Naruto would then move into the cage with his eyes glowing red, and he says, tell me what I ask you. Now, luckily I can't get rid of you yet. Besides, I'll find out whoever's helping you. I just need to get a bit close to you. Ayo, Kurama. Naruto then enters KCMO, shocking Madara as he and all the prisoners sense this malicious but powerful yet soothing energy, and Naruto would then sync his Speed Force energy with Kurama's using his sensing ability, and then he touches Madara as he then tracks who the user of the jutsu is. I did not see that coming. He then takes his hand off Madara, who'll be surprised at Naruto's mastery over the beast. Now turning off KCM mode, he says that he has hopes Madara will enjoy his time here, and then he phases out of the cage and leaves. So after he leaves, as always, Naruto is busy making guns this time, and he will be in the smithy working on the weapon, the revolver. He puts everything together in under 4 hours, mostly because he only used his powers a little bit, and he legitimately enjoys his job, so he takes his time. Now after putting everything together, he then points the gun, inspecting it. He just points it up and inspects it. Let's call you the Chakra Revolver. Now while this is happening, Obito, who was being worried about, Madara not being back yet, was going to do something important because he couldn't wait anymore. And since Naruto has every Jinchuriki protected and is shown to be way stronger than himself, he's going to get something for safety. This contingency plan will be Madara's Renegon, which were given to Nagato a long time ago. And he was going to take the eyes and kill Nagato. This also works well because at this point Nagato has deserted them. However, at this point Nagato was weak as well, and he used a lot of power just for that one Shinra Tensei, but Naruto absorbed most of the impact. So waiting at the Rain Village would be Konan, as she would be protecting, Nagato's resting body. However, this is when she sees Obito appear on the sea below, and so she flies down with her paper wings. We're done, Toby. Leave. Toby, not really giving a damn anymore, just takes off his mask. You know what you signed up for when you took my deal. That Naruto, that kid, he's ruined all your plans. There's no point in all of this. She's right, says a Naruto clone as it appears out of nowhere wearing an Abu mask. Toby would then grit his teeth, putting his mask back on, but it doesn't matter as Naruto's already seen his face, and his info gets sent to the real Naruto instantly. Toby would then be taken down and put in the impenetrable prison of Konoha, which gets called this because it is literally impenetrable and inescapable. So the next day, Kakashi is called to Hokage's office by Jiraiya, and when he arrives, he is told the news, and instantly he runs and doesn't stop. He makes it to the prison and searches every cell until he finds Tobi, otherwise known as Obito. Kakashi, how is this possible? Kakashi would ask. The two men who were once so close would look at each other as if they were seeing a stranger, as they could no longer recognize the other. At this point, the Akatsuki would be finished, with only white and black Zetsu remaining, as we then find them in the cave, which was originally Madara's, and Zetsu had completely absorbed white Zetsu, becoming way stronger, as he then looked down upon the army of Zetsu that he had created. I will bring you back, mother. You just have to be a little bit more patient. Now, using the course of the 10 cells, he had managed to use some of the cells that he stole from Hashirama that was inside Madara, and he created this huge army. And he started planning this after Naruto came to be known at all, and he was always watching in the shadows, waiting for a moment, but he never found a weakness for Naruto. And even if he couldn't bring back his mother, he had to take out Naruto. Besides, he was still just a man, and he can still be taken care of. Soon the summit would be called in, and since the Hidden Leaf Village is still fine this time, the destination for all the Kage was the Leaf, and Mifune the samurai would be first to arrive, walking through the area, and people were greeting him since, you know, he's a special guest. People were lined up on the sidelines, and Naruto was escorting him, and Mifune would ask, "So, any improvements, my boy?" I was thinking of making something both samurai and ninja could use. It's easier to move in, and just looks awesome. I can show it to you later. If it's you, I'm sure you'll manage. I want to see it as soon as possible. Naruto then nods and brings him to the meeting place, and the other Kage also walk in eventually and go to the meeting area. And this is where the council usually talks, and of course, every Kage brought their own guard, and the only guard Jiraiya needed was Naruto. "So, Hokage," Mifune would say, "what have you called us here for?" Jiraiya would then lift his hand, saying, "Bring him in," as the door opens, and a Naruto clone would bring in a cuffed Madara, shocking all the Kage. Madara only laughs, though, seeing their fear, but he hates the situation he's in. "How is he still alive?" the Tsuchikage would ask. "That was years ago." Jiraiya would then say, "We found out a sort of reanimation jutsu has been used on him, developed by Orochimaru. However, we can get rid of him anytime." "Are you declaring some type of war?" asked A, saying that you can take care of any of us at any time. Jiraiya would then laugh, putting everyone on edge until he stopped, saying, "No, we don't need to get rid of you. We propose an alliance." May would then say, "From what I've heard, you're quite skilled in weapons and technological advancements. Would you be willing to reveal your maker?" Jiraiya would then say, "Then, if that's all it takes for you to work with us, then." He then waves at Naruto, as both the Naruto and the Naruto clone take off their masks, surprising the Kage. "We are Naruto Uzumaki." The real Naruto then speaks, "I'm also the reason why Jinchuriki are still alive. Kids shouldn't be too arrogant," says the Tsuchikage. Jiraiya would then cut him off, saying, "Naruto has been monitoring all your villages, keeping you all safe due to what happened to us recently. He's also the one that took down Madara." A would then get up, slamming his hand on the desk, breaking it, and he says, "I'll be the judge of that. Naruto Uzumaki, let's see which one of us is stronger." Naruto then smiles, with lightning coming off of his eye. What will become of the other nations? And what is going to happen to the world of Naruto? It's been me, Prince of What Ifs, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Goodbye.